Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to the English Playbook. I'm David.
And I'm Sarah. We're so excited to have you with us today.
Today's episode is going to be super practical because we're diving into two topics that everyone deals with in modern life.
That's right. We're talking about mobile phone plans and buying computers. Whether you're living in an English-speaking country or just want to understand these situations better, this lesson is for you.
We'll break down all those confusing terms like prepaid plans, gigabytes, and processors, things that even native speakers sometimes struggle with.
Plus, we'll teach you natural phrases that'll make you sound like a pro when you're dealing with salespeople or tech support.
You know, Sarah, I remember when I first moved to a new country and had to set up my phone, it was so confusing.
Oh, I can't imagine. All those options, all those technical terms. It's overwhelming, even when English is your first language.
Exactly. And that's why we want to help you feel confident in these situations.
So, grab your headphones, get comfortable, maybe have a notebook ready to jot down some key phrases, and let's jump right in.
Let's do this.
All right, David, let's start with something we all use every single day, our mobile phones.
Absolutely. And if you've ever tried to get a phone plan in a new country, you know it can be really confusing.
So true. There are so many options, so many different packages. It's like learning a whole new language just to understand the plans.
That's a great way to put it. Today, we're going to focus on the two main types of plans you'll encounter pretty much anywhere in the world.
First up, we have the prepaid plan. David, can you explain what that means?
Sure. A prepaid plan is exactly what it sounds like. You pay before you use the service. It's like buying a gift card for your phone.
Right. So you might go to a store and buy a card for, say, $20 or $30, and that gives you a certain number of minutes or amount of data to use.
And once you've used it all up, you just buy another card. Simple as that. It's kind of like pay as you go.
Exactly. There's no long-term commitment, no contracts, and you have complete control over how much you spend.
Which can be great if you're on a budget or if you don't use your phone that much.
Absolutely. Now, the other option is a monthly rate plan. This is quite different because you pay at the end of each month for what you've used.
Right. So instead of paying up front, you use the service all month long, and then at the end of the month, you get a bill.
That bill shows all your calls, texts, and data usage, and then you pay that amount.
Most monthly plans also come with contracts, sometimes for 1 year, 2 years, or even 3 years.
And that's important to know because breaking a contract early can cost you a lot of money.
Very true. So you really want to think carefully before signing up for a long-term contract.
Absolutely. All right, now let's listen to a dialogue where someone is trying to choose between these two options. This person has just moved to a new place and needs to activate their phone.
Listen carefully to the vocabulary and phrases they use. We'll break it all down afterwards.
Hi there, can I help you?
Yeah, I've just moved here and I'd like to activate my cell phone. I'm not sure if I should go with a prepaid plan or a monthly rate plan.
I see. Well, can I have a look at your phone?
Sure.
Unfortunately, this phone can't be used in the US. It's not compatible with our 3G network.
What? Really? I don't really want to have to buy a new phone.
Well, you're in luck. You see, if you sign up for our 3-year plan, we'll throw in a handset for free.
Really? What's the catch?
There's no catch. You just choose a plan, sign a 3-year contract, and that's it. Actually, we're running a special promotion right now, and we're giving away a BlackBerry Curve with our special mega value $40 plan.
So, what does this plan include?
Well, you get 900 anytime minutes, and you can also enjoy free mobile-to-mobile calling to other T-Mobile clients, 1,000 text messages per month, and unlimited evening and weekend minutes. Oh, and we also offer a rollover option.
Wow, all this for $40 per month?
That's right. Plus the activation fee, the emergency services fee, the monthly service fee, oh, and any extra charges for extra minutes.
Well, it sounds like a lot more than $40, doesn't it?
Classic sales pitch, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. They always make it sound so cheap at first, but then there are all these hidden fees.
Only $40 a month, plus this, plus that, plus the other thing.
Exactly. By the end, you're paying like $70 or $80.
So let's break down some of the key vocabulary from that conversation because there were a lot of important terms.
First, let's talk about the word activate. This is super important. David, what does it mean to activate your phone?
To activate something means to make it start working for the first time. So when you get a new phone or when you move to a new country with your phone, you need to activate it before you can make calls or use data.
It's like waking something up from sleep, right?
Exactly. You can activate other things too, not just phones.
Right. You can activate a credit card when it arrives in the mail. You can activate a bank account or even activate software on your computer.
Usually you activate something only once, the first time you use it. After that, it's already active.
Perfect explanation. Now, in the dialogue, the salesperson mentioned a handset. That's just another word for the physical phone itself, the device you hold in your hand.
Right, hand plus set, handset. It's a more technical or formal term, but you'll hear it a lot in phone stores or when you're reading contracts.
If someone asks, "What handset do you have?" they're asking what kind of phone you have.
Exactly. Now, another really important term from the dialogue is rollover. The salesperson said, "We also offer a rollover option."
This is a great feature if you can get it. Rollover means that your unused minutes from one month carry over to the next month.
So let's say you have 500 minutes in your plan each month, but you only use 400 minutes. With a rollover plan, those extra 100 minutes don't disappear.
Right, they roll over to next month. So now you have 600 minutes to use.
It's a nice feature because you're not losing what you paid for. The word rollover comes from the verb to roll over, like physically rolling something from one place to another.
Now let's talk about fees. This is such an important word when dealing with any kind of service, especially phone plans.
A fee is money you pay for a service, not for a physical product. This is a key distinction.
Right, so you wouldn't say, "What's the fee for this water bottle?" because that's a product you can touch and take home.
But you would say, "What's the activation fee?" or "Is there a monthly service fee?" because those are services.
In the dialogue, the salesperson mentioned several fees: activation fee, emergency services fee, and monthly service fee.
And that's why the $40 plan ends up costing much more. All these fees add up.
This is so common in sales, not just for phones, but for internet service, cable TV, gym memberships. There are always extra fees.
Great point. So always ask, what are all the fees before you sign anything?
All right, now let's look at some really useful phrases from this conversation. These are phrases you can use in all kinds of situations, not just when buying a phone.
The first one is compatible with. The salesperson said the phone wasn't compatible with the 3G network. Sarah, what does compatible mean?
When something is compatible with something else, it means they work well together. They fit together, they function together properly.
Right. So in this case, the phone was made for a different kind of network, so it couldn't work with the US network.
You'll hear this word a lot with technology. Is this charger compatible with my phone? Or is this app compatible with Android?
But you can also use it with people. Let's hear some examples of how to use this phrase in different contexts.
Example 1. Our application is compatible with most smartphones.
Example 2. I'm sorry, your computer is not compatible with our software. It's too old.
And here's a fun one. My roommate and I are just not compatible. She studies all the time, and I like to stay up late and party.
That's a very different kind of compatibility, but it's the same idea, two things that don't work well together.
Exactly. Now, the next phrase is one of my favorites. What's the catch? The customer asked this when the deal seemed too good to be true.
This is such a useful phrase. A catch is something negative or hidden that makes a deal not as great as it seems.
Right? It's like a hidden condition or a trick. If something sounds too good to be true, there's probably a catch.
So if someone offers you a free car, you might be suspicious and ask, what's the catch?
And maybe the catch is that you can only drive it on Tuesdays or you have to pay for really expensive insurance.
That's a very different kind of compatibility, but it's the same idea, two things that don't work well together.
Exactly. Now, the next phrase is one of my favorites. What's the catch? The customer asked this when the deal seemed too good to be true.
This is such a useful phrase. A catch is something negative or hidden that makes a deal not as great as it seems.
Right. It's like a hidden condition or a trick. If something sounds too good to be true, there's probably a catch.
So if someone offers you a free car, you might be suspicious and ask, what's the catch?
And maybe the catch is that you can only drive it on Tuesdays or you have to pay for really expensive insurance.
That's a very different kind of compatibility, but it's the same idea, two things that don't work well together.
Exactly. Now, in response to that question, the salesperson used another great phrase, you're in luck. This is a really common, friendly expression. It means something fortunate has happened or you have good timing.
Right, so if someone asks for something and you happen to have it, you say, you're in luck.
For example, imagine someone comes into a bakery and asks, do you have any chocolate cake left? And you say, you're in luck. I have one piece left.
Or someone asks, is there a bathroom nearby? And you say, you're in luck. There's one right around the corner.
It's interesting because this phrase is almost always used in the second person, you're in luck, rather than I'm in luck.
That's a great observation. We usually use it to tell someone else they're lucky, not to describe our own luck.
Exactly. And finally, we have the phrase throw in. The salesperson said, we'll throw in a handset for free.
To throw something in means to include it for free as part of a deal. It's like a bonus.
If you buy this house, I'll throw in all the furniture.
Buy 2 pizzas and we'll throw in a third one for free.
It's a very casual, friendly way to talk about adding something extra to a purchase. Salespeople love to use this phrase.
Right, because it sounds informal and generous, like they're doing you a special favor.
Even though, it's probably part of their sales strategy anyway.
Very true.
All right, David, let's move on to our second topic, computers.
Oh boy, this is where things can get really technical and confusing.
Definitely. When you walk into a computer store and the salesperson starts talking about processors, RAM, gigabytes, terabytes, it can feel overwhelming.
I remember the first time I tried to buy a computer. The salesperson was speaking what sounded like a completely different language.
I know what you mean. This one has a 4 gigahertz processor with 16 gigs of RAM and a terabyte hard drive.
And you're just standing there thinking, I just want to check my email and watch videos.
Exactly. But don't worry, listeners. We're going to break it all down for you in simple terms.
Let's listen to our second dialogue where someone is trying to get their computer fixed. Pay attention to all the technical vocabulary, and we'll explain everything afterward.
So, can you fix it?
I'm sorry, sir. This computer is not broken or damaged. It's simply just too old. That's why your programs and applications are running slow. There really isn't much I can do.
What do you mean? I bought this computer just 3 years ago.
Yes, but technology is ever changing, and technology is becoming obsolete faster and faster.
Okay, I know where this is going. How much will it cost me to get a new computer?
Well, this desktop over here is our latest model. It has a 4 gigahertz processor with 16 gigabytes of RAM and a hard disk with 1 terabyte. Of course, it includes a mouse, keyboard, and desk speakers.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I just want to know if it's good and if I'll be able to play solitaire without the computer crashing or freezing all the time.
This PC is top of the line, and I guarantee it will never freeze. If it does, we'll give you your money back.
I love how frustrated the customer gets. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right? All those technical terms can be so confusing. But let's break them down one by one.
Okay, let's start with obsolete. This is a really important word in technology.
When something is obsolete, it means it's no longer useful or current because there's something newer and better available.
Like VHS tapes are obsolete now because we have DVDs, Blu-rays, and streaming services.
Or floppy disks. Do you remember those, David?
I laugh. Barely. Those big floppy things that could only hold like 1.4 megabytes of data.
Now we have USB drives that hold thousands of times more. That's how fast technology becomes obsolete.
But obsolete doesn't just apply to technology. We can have obsolete words in language too.
That's right. Words like thou or thee are obsolete because we don't use them in modern English anymore.
Or the word whilst. Some people still use it, but in most places it's becoming obsolete. We just say while now.
Good example. Now let's talk about those confusing prefixes the technician used, mega, giga, and tera.
These are actually units of measurement for computer storage and speed. They go from smallest to biggest.
So you have megabytes, which are relatively small, then gigabytes, which are much bigger, and terabytes, which are huge.
To put it in perspective, 1 gigabyte equals about 1,000 megabytes.
And 1 terabyte equals about 1,000 gigabytes. That's enough space to store hundreds and hundreds of movies.
When I bought my first computer in the 1990s, it had like 100 megabytes of storage. Now my phone has 128 gigabytes.
Technology really has come so far. Now, the technician mentioned the processor. This is like the brain of your computer.
Exactly. The processor is what does all the thinking and calculating in your computer.
It determines how fast your computer can work. A faster processor means your computer can do more things at once without slowing down.
The technician said this computer has a 4 gigahertz processor. That means it can do 4 billion calculations per second.
Wow, that's incredibly fast.
And then there's RAM, random access memory. This is where your computer temporarily stores information while it's working.
Think of it like a desk where you spread out papers while you're working on a project.
Great analogy. More RAM means you can have more programs open at the same time without your computer slowing down.
So if you're someone who likes to have lots of browser tabs open, plus music playing, plus a document open, you need more RAM.
Exactly. And the hard disk, or hard drive, is where your computer permanently stores all your files, photos, programs, and documents.
This is like a filing cabinet where everything is kept for the long term.
The technician said this computer has a terabyte of hard disk space. That's a lot of storage.
You could store thousands of photos, hundreds of movies, and all your documents and still have space left over.
Now, let's talk about 2 frustrating computer problems: freezing and crashing.
Oh, I hate when my computer freezes. When your computer freezes, it stops responding completely. You can't move your mouse, you can't type, you can't close windows. Everything just stops.
It's so frustrating, especially if you're in the middle of working on something important.
Usually you have to restart the whole computer, and if you didn't save your work, it's gone.
The word freeze literally means to turn into ice, like water freezing. But in this context, it means to stop moving or working.
And crashing is similar, but usually means the program or computer shuts down completely, often suddenly.
Like, my computer crashed and I lost all my work. That's such a terrible feeling.
Segment 6, Useful Phrases from the Computer Dialogue.
Now let's look at some great phrases from this dialogue that you can use in many different situations. The first one is ever changing. The technician said, technology is ever changing.
This is a somewhat poetic phrase. It means always changing, constantly changing.
You can use this to describe anything that's constantly in flux. The weather is ever changing, or fashion trends are ever changing.
The ocean is ever changing. The waves, the tides, the colors are always different.
And definitely technology is ever changing. Every year there's something new. New phones, new computers, new apps, new features.
It can be hard to keep up sometimes. Speaking of which, the customer said something really natural. I know where this is going.
This is such a common phrase. It means you understand the direction a conversation is taking, or you can predict what someone is about to say.
So when the technician started talking about how old the computer was, the customer realized, Oh, I see what's happening here. He's going to try to sell me a new computer.
Exactly. I know where this is going. I can see what you're trying to do.
You can use this in many contexts. In a relationship, you might say, I don't know where this relationship is going anymore.
Or when watching a confusing movie, I can't tell where this plot is going.
Or if your friend starts a story with, so I have a favor to ask, you might laugh and say, okay, I know where this is going.
Right. It shows you're catching on to what's happening.
The customer also said, I have no idea. This is a very common way to express complete confusion or lack of knowledge.
I have no idea what you're talking about means I'm completely lost. I don't understand at all.
You can use this phrase on its own, too. Where did I put my keys? I have no idea.
Or what time is the meeting? I have no idea. It's a natural conversational way to say, I don't know.
And finally, the technician described the computer as top of the line.
This means the best of the best, the highest quality available in that category.
You'll hear this a lot with cars, electronics, and manufactured products. This is a top-of-the-line BMW, or we only sell top-of-the-line audio equipment.
But you wouldn't use it for unique things like art or food. You wouldn't say, this painting is top of the line.
Right. It's specifically for products that come in different quality levels or models, and you're talking about the best model.
So if a salesperson says something is top of the line, they're saying it's the premium option, and it probably costs more.
Always.
David, I think it's worth taking a moment to talk about some cultural differences when it comes to phones and technology.
Absolutely. For example, in the United States, most people use monthly phone plans rather than prepaid plans.
That's true. The monthly plan is kind of the default option in the US, but in many other countries around the world, prepaid plans are much more common.
One reason might be that monthly plans in the US usually require a credit card and sometimes even a credit check.
Right. So if you're young or new to a country or don't have a credit history, getting a monthly plan can be difficult.
In those cases, a prepaid plan might be your only option or at least your easier option.
Another interesting cultural difference is how people respond to ringing phones in different situations.
Oh, this is fascinating. In the United States and Canada, if your phone rings during a meeting or dinner, it's considered quite rude to answer it.
People expect you to silence your phone or let it go to voicemail and then call back later.
But in many other countries, like China, for example, it's totally normal and even expected to answer your phone immediately, no matter where you are.
That's such an interesting difference. Why do you think that is?
Well, in North America, everyone has voicemail on their phones, so there's this expectation that if it's important, the person will leave a message.
Ah, that makes sense. But in places where voicemail isn't as common or widely used, people answer right away because that might be their only chance to connect with the caller.
Exactly. It's a great example of how technology and culture intersect. The same device, but very different social rules around it.
So if you're learning English and planning to live in an English-speaking country, it's good to be aware of these unspoken rules.
Definitely. And when it comes to computers, there's the classic debate, Mac versus PC.
Oh, people have such strong opinions about this.
They really do. Mac users, people who use Apple computers, often love how user-friendly they are.
And Macs are known for being resistant to viruses. PC users often have to deal with antivirus software and security issues.
That's true. But PC users love the flexibility, the gaming capabilities, because most computer games are designed for PCs.
And PCs often have a lower price point. You can get a decent PC for much less money than a Mac.
Exactly. So there's no right answer. It really just depends on what you need and what you prefer.
Are you team Mac or team PC, David?
I actually use both. I have a PC for gaming and a Mac for work. What about you?
I'm team Mac all the way. I love how everything syncs together. My phone, my tablet, my computer, it's all connected.
That's a great point. The Apple ecosystem really does work well together.
All right, David, we've covered so much today. Let's do a quick review of the key vocabulary and phrases we learned.
Great idea. So for mobile phones, we learned activate, handset, rollover, fees, and compatible with.
And we learned useful phrases like, what's the catch? you're in luck, and throw in.
For computers, we covered obsolete, processor, RAM, hard disk, megabytes, gigabytes, terabytes, freeze, and crash.
And phrases like ever-changing, I know where this is going, I have no idea, and top of the line.
Now, listeners, here's a little homework for you. The next time you're in a phone store or electronics shop, even if you're just browsing, try to identify these terms.
Listen to how the salespeople talk. Notice which phrases they use. This is real-world practice.
And if you have English-speaking friends, try using some of these phrases in conversation. For example, if someone offers you something great, ask, "What's the catch?"
Right, or if someone asks if you can help them, and you can, say, you're in luck.
These small phrases make such a big difference in sounding natural and fluent.
Another exercise you can do is read phone plan descriptions or computer specifications online and see how many of these terms you can identify.
Great idea. You could go to a website like Apple or Samsung, look at their phone plans or computer specs, and practice understanding the vocabulary.
The more you expose yourself to this kind of language, the more natural it becomes.
Well, David, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We definitely have. We talked about prepaid versus monthly phone plans, we broke down confusing computer terminology, and we learned some really useful phrases that you can use in everyday English.
Remember, phrases like, what's the catch? You're in luck. I know where this is going. And top of the line will make you sound so much more natural and confident in English.
And don't be intimidated by technical vocabulary. Words like processor, gigabyte, compatible with, and activate are important to know in our modern, tech-filled world.
The key is to practice using these words and phrases in real situations. Don't just memorize them. Try to use them.
Exactly. Language learning is all about practice and real-world application.
And listeners, we really want to hear from you. What type of phone plan do you use in your country? Is prepaid more common or monthly plans?
And are you Team Mac or Team PC? Or maybe you use something else entirely.
Leave us a comment and let us know. We love hearing from our English Playbook community, and we read every single comment.
Your feedback and questions help us create better content for you, so please don't be shy.
If you found this episode helpful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends who are learning English.
And if there's a topic you'd like us to cover in a future episode, let us know. We're always looking for ideas.
Thanks so much for spending this time with us today. Remember, learning English is a journey, not a destination.
Every word you learn, every phrase you practice, every conversation you have, it all adds up.
So, keep practicing, keep learning, stay curious, and don't be afraid to make mistakes.
That's how we learn.
Until next time, this is David
And Sarah,
saying keep playing and keep learning.
see you next time on the English Playbook.